3, 2, 1. Introduce yourself again.
Peace, everybody. I'm Dr. Marc Lamont Hill, host of Our World with Black Enterprise, professor at Columbia University, author.
Welcome back, man. You know, you were here last time. We had some great feedback on you and the things you had to say and the substance you had to offer. A lot has changed since the last time you were here. President Obama has been reelected. What are your thoughts on the entire campaign and the reelection?
Well, I'm not surprised. I predicted that President Obama would win. I want my dad for that. Right? I said he's going to get 330 electoral votes. He got 332 officially.
Yes.
So I feel good about that. I wasn't surprised, but at the same time, I wanted people to know that this wasn't inevitable. President Obama won by a coalition of people, blacks, gays, disabled, elderly, whether it was race, gender, whatever the thing was, they came out and most of them voted for President Obama. It was a sign of what's possible when people organize and they come together for a common purpose. So I was excited to see that. I was also excited to see the issues and the substance of the debates. I was excited that we were actually talking about policy. We were talking about drone attacks. We were talking about workers' rights. We were talking about education. I'm glad that we talked about stuff. We could have talked more, but I was glad for the conversation. I was definitely glad that Mitt Romney's not president.
Yes, definitely. Like, moving forward, like, what do you think the country is what do you think Obama's focus is going to be now that he has a second term in office?
I mean, that's really up in the air. I mean, two things could happen. He could become far more progressive than he was in his first term. He could become somebody who actually advocates to the utmost for the poor. He could really push hard to expand possibilities for education. He could push hard for workers' rights. He could defend unions. Yeah. He could defend women's reproductive rights. He could do those things, and I hope that that's the case. My worry is that between the gridlock in Congress, between his commitment to really affirming his own legacy, because second term is about legacy, and to the fact that the last 2 years of any president's term are often difficult because you're about to not be president anymore, so people don't really do for you what they would for the previous 6 years. Given all of that, I want to manage people's expectations. I don't want people to expect miracles in the second term. But what you can expect is President Obama to respond to our pressure. If we pressure President Obama, if we put those issues on the table, if we challenge, if we don't shut up, if we make our struggle and our movement bigger than just the 90 days before elections when we're trying to get people registered and get them out to the polls, and we make this a 4-year, 365-day-a-year struggle, I think we get everything we want.
What do you think the difference is in the country now? I mean, they mentioned the Latino vote. I mean, it was just like, you know, Obama, he got the majority of America's vote. I mean, and it was very interesting because of all the, I want to say, hatred that was spewed out in various areas of the country. You know, I mean, the South alone, I don't know if you saw that. It was a riot at Ole Miss University. I don't know if you saw about 300 or 400 students rioted the night Obama was reelected. And so what are your thoughts on something like that in 2012?
It's not surprising. You know, there isn't a day that goes by, as somebody in the media, there isn't a day that goes by that I don't get a letter from somebody in one of those states.
Wow.
Those flyover states. Even when you look at the electoral map, there's a lot of blue there on these ends. When you get right in the middle of that map, you saw a lot of red.
Oh, yeah.
And even within particular states, like my home state of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia's blue, Pittsburgh's blue, but in the middle, it's pretty red. And so people's politics differ. Now, just because someone's conservative doesn't mean that they're racist, though.
Yes.
But there are a lot of racists, and they often also identify as conservative.
Yes.
So, you know, I wasn't surprised that you saw resistance, that you saw disappointment, that you saw even anger that President Obama was able to get re-election, because a big part of the narrative of people who oppose President Obama is we're losing our country.
Yes.
Because the fact of the matter is you can't become the president just by having white people vote anymore, because the country isn't majority white anymore. It's majority minority between blacks and Latinos and Asians. There are more people who are not white than people who are white.
Yes.
You know, and so in that context, you know, it becomes very difficult to hold on. And so some white folk feel like they're losing their power, they're losing their strength.
Yes.
We have to find ways, though, to not just reverse the power structure. In other words, you don't want to just give the gun to the rabbit. Right? Instead, you want to create something that's more just, something that's more fair. Yep. That means that the Democratic Party has to expand. I hope the next 4 years show that even though the country is becoming more minority, even though the country is becoming less dependent on white votes for election, that we still have the interests of white folk in mind. Not the interests of white people in terms of white power, but that we care about white workers. Yes. That we care about the reproductive rights of white people. That the environmental concerns that affect us also trickle to white folk as well. We need to keep everybody in mind because that's the humane and just thing to do, and that's what our people have always managed to do in America.
Cool, man. You said it first. Give out your Twitter so we can follow you.
You can follow me on Twitter at my name, Marc Lamont Hill, MarcLamontHill. Check me out there. They can check me out on Facebook. They can go to my website, marclamonthill.com. Just about anywhere you want to look. I got something that you can find because I want people to follow the work, but also stay in conversation so we can build and grow and make some stuff happen over these next 4 years.
We shall follow you, brother.
All right, bro.
Take care.